welcome to the channel. I am Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we are looking at your weekly energy. So welcome, guys. Ooh, the Explorer popped out, and ooh, self-love. I love that. This has been kind of a current theme, so these readings are timeless as long as the energy resonates. It's definitely meant for you. If you are watching them when I originally upload, we are having a new moon solar eclipse in Aries on the 20th. So that's energy, Pisces. Oop, I love this. Power. Finding your power. This theme has been coming for you guys, through for you guys a lot lately. And that's actually kind of the beauty of this new moon. It's the second new moon in Aries, which doesn't happen all the time. And I look at it as it really gives us an opportunity to kind of reset, right? Aries is about ourself, who we are, our ego, how we're showing up, how we're living our life, etc. How we do that with people, places, and things. And so there definitely is this call to really make changes that are more heart honoring for us. Easier said than done, but we get two opportunities this zodiac season to make that happen. There are some tense aspects, however, just as an FYI, the sun, moon are square to both Pluto and vertex point. So it is going to talk about, that does talk about how, things that, maybe we don't really want to deal with are going to come to the surface. They have been anyway. It's just changes that we have to make. We have to get creative, be a little bit more versatile, just as this talks about. So whatever this is for you, whether this is business, relationship, friendship, etc., you got to get creative. Got to be a little bit more flexible and versatile. We can't be robots, right? I think sometimes modern culture definitely encourages that. The to-dos, being on the go all the time. So much information, saturation, day in and day out. And it's all well and good. I love to learn. I love to do things, but at the same time, we need to have fun. We need that element of rest and reprieve. Yeah, so take a risk. Doing something you wouldn't normally do. Kind of getting out of the mundane. I'm hearing this and I feel like, I didn't use this. I was going to say, I feel like you got this card last time, but I didn't use this deck, I don't think, before. Or it's been a long time, so I don't know when that last time was. But I'm hearing it as really like kind of overcoming some of the obstacles. This is you challenging yourself in a new way. Something you didn't think you could do, or you've had your doubts. Maybe you're even blaming the person or the situation about whether it's legit or not. This is kind of taking that risk and overcoming. There's our Get Creative card. So double confirmation on that need to be a little bit more fluid, which you're a water sign, Pisces. So, kind of tap into that. Yeah, you don't have to be so structured and strong. Aquarius got this as well. You could be on the Aquarius Pisces cusp or have a lot of Aquarian influences in your chart. You might want to watch that video if you're interested. That to be said. And these are general readings, right? So I do personal readings if you want me to look at your situation in a more specific way. Everyone goes through different things, but usually the energy, the collective energy is the same. If it doesn't resonate, don't even worry about it, right? It's meant for those who need it most. From me. No. Well, there's lots of different readers, so there's lots of different opportunities to receive messages. I love how some of my favorite readers on YouTube, like oftentimes the energies will come out really similar in the zodiac readings I do here. versus on those channels. It's just that spirit confirmation. There is that collective energy. Like I said, yeah, it shows up for us as individuals, different in our lives, our situations, but the energy is pretty congruent. So spirit is asking you to be strong. I mean, I really think, or you have it, I mean, this kind of goes back to that pillar card, right? So diving into our strength through that place of structure, dotting our I's, crossing our T's. But I feel like you need to be a little bit, like I said, more flexible with yourself. You don't have to be so put together. And maybe that's how you feel. Like, in order to make things work, in order to make this happy, harmonious experience, I have to kind of keep it all up and running. And maybe that is true to some capacity. You don't want things to go south, especially with communication. Things can be a little bit heated. They are looking that way as well as for this new moon coming up. So you might be getting some communications around this that are, I don't know, maybe it's a little hard. Maybe it's a hard pill for you to swallow. Maybe you really don't want to talk about it or address it. There's something about, you know, okay, but I don't know. It's still weighing on you. 5 of Cups energy, being disappointed about how something went. You've had a lot going on, so maybe you haven't had the time to really take a look at it or address the situation, the person. Keeping the options open. Even that, and recognizing that everything kind of goes through different cycles of evolution, you know. At one time, something might not be right, but then at another time, it might be. It's you trying to be more diplomatic, listening to your thought, your rationale, the intellect, which again, that's great, Pisces. It's good to tap into those things. But I feel like this is where you need to call on that water energy. Yeah, because you're blocking it. Son of Cups. Tapping into your heart, into love, into that inspiration, you know. The Son of Cups is the artist, the poet, someone who can become in tune, intertwine with nature and really sense his way through. And that's kind of what you are limiting for yourself. I mean, I think obviously we need the rational to kind of navigate through the day-to-day, but it can also become too rigid, too inflexible. And that's what it's starting to look like for you this week. Things have completely changed, and this person or situation that you're dealing with definitely sees that. Something has shifted, and it's a more favorable shift, but I'm not really sure if you realize that quite yet. Maybe that's where that, you know, that Knight of Cups is coming into play, like not really feeling it. You're just using your rational deduction to know how to navigate, you know, well, if they're doing this, then it means this. But it's keeping things at a standstill. This has been coming up a lot in the zodiac readings as well, where we're not sure or we're not addressing things, so we just kind of leave it either on the back burner, at bay. We don't really want to deal with it. I have enough on my plate. I don't need to really think or deal with this. But, you know, again, there is a reason why it's showing up for you, Pisces. It does still weigh on you. Because I feel like there is something that you need. Maybe not as much as they need from you or the situation needs from you. But you still, like, kind of want to connect with these options. Mother of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. She's tapping into that feminine side of abundance, being grounded, especially like in our material world. So career, business, home, stability, family. not really seeing things from a different perspective. So someone's kind of like really limiting their viewpoint. I feel like you don't want to get too involved in this situation. Something happened with this person over here or this situation. There was a lot of shift, a lot of change with that death energy, but excuse me, it's woken to new beginnings, starting fresh, putting their best foot forward. But there also is this element of whether this is another person, there's a block coming in. Like, I don't want to, like I said, like, I feel like this is a different energy though. This is someone else in the equation that only wants to see it in this certain way. So refuses to let things evolve. Whether that's you, whether that's this person, whether that's someone outside of the situation that's kind of feeding into. But again, overarching energy talks about you need to take a risk. If you're feeling something in your gut, if it's telling you to do something and you're not doing it because this person says not to, whether it's an earth energy or someone who's just embodying that, right? Being a little bit stubborn, not wanting things to, you know, happen in a certain way. But again, it's because their perspective is very limited. And with those red eyes, I mean, that's pretty intense. It's interesting too, because bats are blind, right? They don't really see with their physical. They actually see through the echolation, through sound, vibration. So to me, this is like someone who listened to outside gossip. They're not seeing the physical evidence with their eyes. They're just assuming because of what they're hearing. And this person might have an influence on you and how you're approaching this situation. So you're not really, you're looking at it like, well, that makes sense, so I'm not going to do that, right? Meanwhile, instinctually, there's something that you do want out of this, right? 5 of Cups, 7 of Cups, not 1, 2, 3, 4 is on the clock. But 5 of Cups, 7 of Cups really talks about like hoping or wanting there still to be options, but not really seeing those quite yet. So get creative, take a risk, find some diversity in Son of Pentacles. So, you know, this earth energy could just be a little immature, maybe not seeing things clearly, especially if they're like listening to word of mouth, right? Basing their assumptions on what someone else says, third party information doesn't always hold up in court, right? Self-protection. So I do feel like there is this need for you, Pisces, to kind of step away and really listen to yourself, you know, especially with the Temperance. The Temperance is like getting too caught into the emotions, letting the emotions take over, dampen the fire, new beginnings. So if you do make a decision in favor of something that someone else does not want you to do, you need to self-protect. That's what that's saying. Be really conscious about who and what you say things to, what are your decisions to make, etc. And, you know, if you do feel like someone's giving you unsolicited advice or even advice that you want, sit with it for a minute before you decide that they're right. All right, Pisces. Let's pull some Oracle. And remember, this is just the energy for this next week. Excuse me, guys. But this is kind of something that's been weighing on you, that you do feel like confused about what to do. I love this for you. Be fearless. 444 is on the timer. That concept of really, again, again, it's listening to your heart, not what everyone else says. I think it's important, obviously, to pay attention if someone has a bad reputation or something shady. But I am a full believer you go to the source, you know. And you kind of see for yourself. Not everyone is going to vibe with or fit with everyone. We're all different, unique. So are our perspectives, right? And what might work for you might not work for someone else. But it doesn't mean that they need to like gossip or shame or, you know, be the obstacle in your path. This is learning. It's shadow work, right? And shadow work really does come under that guise of, you know, places that our ego takes over. It's really that simple. When we would let pride, arrogance, judgment, shame, guilt take over us, and we put that value above the truth, being fearless, being vulnerable, recognizing that there is healing and growth. And life really is found in layers. It's layers upon layers upon layers. So there's always opportunities to evolve, right? All right, Pisces, I hope this helped for this week. I hope it didn't get too out there. Thank you for your time and energy, sending all the love and blessings to whatever you're navigating through. I really appreciate the love and support to the channel. Big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. Yeah, let's build and grow the community. Lots of love and blessings. Thank you.